On tourism, there's been a steep drop-off in international travel to the United States. It was down 12% last month, down even more from Western Europe. Why do you think that there are fewer people suddenly who want to travel to the United States?
Well, there could be a little, there's a little nationalism there, I guess, perhaps. It's not a big deal. And our dollar is a little bit on the low side, and that means that a lot of tourism is going to come in. But I could see a little bit nationalism at work, and I could see it likewise with us not wanting to go to certain countries, but that will work out very easily.
Do you think some people are scared to come here because they hear the stories of tourists who are detained for a few days or even a week or two?
No, we treat our tourists great. We're the tourism capital of the world. There's no place like this, and there may be a little bit of nationalism, but I doubt it. I actually doubt it.
So Donald Trump is now requiring tourists who wish to visit the United States to pay a $250 visa integrity fee. Yes, I'm dead serious. Under the big budget bill that Trump recently signed into law, tourists from around the world who want to travel to the United States, who want to spend time in the United States, will likely have to pay a $250 fee on top of their airfare, on top of their lodging. This may or may not get reimbursed depending on certain qualifications, but the fact of the matter is tourists around the world are now facing an additional $250 to travel to Trump's America. And by the way, that's going to bring tourism down for the United States. That's going to hurt our economy, and likely other nations may increase their visa fees as well to counter Donald Trump, and this may make traveling more expensive for everybody. Turns out traveling is only possible if you're part of the wealthy elite. $250 may not seem like a lot, but that's $250 more that you now have to pay to travel to the United States.
Think twice before planning a vacation to the United States, because it is not safe for you if you are not a United States citizen. This is the ultimate sign of fascism right here, folks. Dictator Trump wants to mandate a 5-year social media check on anybody visiting the United States. You're taking your family to Disney World in Florida for a week, 5-year social media check. You're going to Las Vegas for a wedding or a bachelor or bachelorette party, 5-year social media check. This is for anyone who requires a visa or not. If you're just normally coming to the US for a vacation, you don't need a visa, but this doesn't matter. They want to check 5 years of your social media. You know what else they want? Email addresses, okay, that's normal. Telephone numbers, that's normal, past 5 years. As well as names, addresses, numbers, and birthdays of family members. So if your elderly grandparent is in England and you're taking your family to Disney World or Las Vegas, wherever you want to go, they want to know the birthday of your elderly parent or grandparent. Oh wait, there's more. They also want to collect biometrics like your face, fingerprints, DNA, and your iris scan, your eye scan. The travel industry in the US in 2025 has catered to all-time lows. People from Canada are not coming down here. And people from other countries are not coming here in 2025. And it's gonna get worse. And the United States depends on tourism. In Disney, Florida, California, Las Vegas, New Orleans, New York, almost every major city in the US is down majorly for tourism. I follow a couple people who work in Las Vegas and do blogs. Las Vegas has been a ghost town for months. Las Vegas, a ghost town. A, Americans can't afford to go there, and B, people from outside this country don't want anything to do with us anymore. Good job, Dictator Trump. I follow this person on Threads. As a travel columnist, I'm advising all Canadians to stop traveling to the United States, period. The World Cup is coming to the US this upcoming summer. We're about to have tens of thousands of people from all over the world come visit the US. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be denied entry. Some of them are going to be denied entry for no goddamn reason whatsoever. I guarantee you they're going to deny entry of some of the players on these teams from other countries. I guarantee it. And I know this will never happen because money talks and sports talks. I get that. Trust me, I watch sports all the time. But if there's any countries out there, any athletes out there that have the balls to protest and sit out the World Cup and sit out the upcoming Olympics in a few years, you should do it. It's time to do it. Take a stand against the dictator, the fascism of the United States, and don't play in the World Cup and don't come for the Olympics. And I'm not saying this to be mean or malice or anything like that. But if you live outside the United States, it is not safe for you here right now. It is not. I would not come here if I were you. There's people like me who want you here. Trust me, we want you to come here. We want your tourism. We want to hang out with you at a soccer game and at the Olympics and in Disney World. We want that. But dictator, fascist Trump does not. You are not safe here. Think twice before planning the vacation.
2 German teenagers were detained at an airport in Honolulu, Hawaii, entering the United States. And they were detained for days, given prison uniforms, forced to sleep on moldy mattresses, warned by guards not to eat expired food because they couldn't guarantee the freshness of any of it. And then ultimately, the 2 women were deported back to Germany. The reason that these 2 women were deported under the Trump administration's policies by ICE, they were deported because they were going to be in Honolulu for 5 weeks exploring, and they hadn't made hotel accommodations for the entirety of their stay. Now, initial reports said that these women did not have hotel reservations. But when you dig into the story a little bit, it's, oh no, they had hotel reservations, just not for the entire 5 weeks because they didn't know what part of the islands they were going to be on. And they were just going to make reservations as they traveled across Hawaii. These 2 young women, again, teenagers, they had just graduated from high school, so they went on a little bit of a world tour. They had gone to Thailand. They had gone to, where else? New Zealand. Then they made their way over to Hawaii. And that, of course, is when Donald Trump's policies said, no, it's super suspicious that you don't have 5 weeks of hotel reservations booked in advance, because that's how long they were going to be there, 5 weeks. They had already been approved to come into the country. They both had valid travel authorizations through the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, the ESTA. So they had done everything legal, everything that they needed to do, but ICE kept these women, as soon as they got off the plane, saying it is suspicious that you don't have 5 weeks of hotels booked, and therefore we think you're here to do something illegal. So we're going to arrest you because we think that if we don't, you might go commit a crime. So that's pre-crime, right? I mean, that's Minority Report stuff. We're now arresting people and deporting them, giving them the punishment before the crime. And again, there was no guarantee there was going to be a crime. In fact, we can guarantee that these women were not going to commit crimes. They graduated high school, and before they went to university, they decided, you know what, we have the means to do it. Let's travel the world. After they left Hawaii, they were supposed to go to California. They had travel.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about the tourism in the United States. You know, a lot of people are scared to come to the States because of the Trump administration. And I want us to discuss about this, why you're watching these videos. Do well to make sure you interact. I will see you after these videos.
Travel to the United States is down 14% in the month of March. Expect this number to skyrocket over the next 6 months as Trump has made people terrified to visit the United States for fear for their safety. And they're right. They should be afraid. I'm an American citizen. I was born here. I am terrified to live in this country. Guys, this is not the old United States of America. This is Trump's corrupt America, and it is dangerous. We are literally having men pull up in vans, ICE agents, with hoods on, pulling people off of the street, illegally detaining them without due process, and incarcerating them in effectively what are concentration camps. The courts go against it and nothing happens. These people are sitting in these holding cells illegally detained. Some of these people are U.S. citizens. If you're a foreigner, what do you think they'll do to you? Please don't come here. Okay, let's look at the economic impact of the travel industry, which is roughly a $3 trillion industry in this country. It's around 3% of our GDP. Significant amount. Okay, what's going to happen? Well, see, this is the problem with having an economic ignoramus in the White House. He doesn't understand things like the law of cause and effect, like the law of unintended consequences. That when he takes an action, there's always a reaction around the world. And that reaction is not always immediate and it's not always linear. He doesn't understand this. Trump is a simpleton. I've known him for 30 years. He is a simpleton. Okay? This is Richie Rich. He was born with all this money. He didn't make this money, guys. He was born with it. The guy used all his money to rip people off and grift, and he's still grifting at the very highest level publicly. So what are we going to see as the travel industry shrinks and shrinks? We're going to see layoffs. We're going to see people lose their jobs. We're going to see the economy affected, all kinds of different things. This is one of the problems that you have when you have a simpleton.
Yeah, we got some snow. I thought I'd show you guys. Trump is ruining not just the war, the country, the economy, this, that, and the other. Also, the World Cup. Okay, this is supposed to bring in like 650, 700,000 people. This is soccer. They do it once every 4 years. Really big deal. The hotels, if you can see this article here, aren't even noticing any, like 0% increase in bookings because nobody wants to come here because of all the immigration enforcement, all the demonizing of people who visit from other countries, all the white nationalists posting on Twitter and social media that, America's for Americans, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can have that then. That's fine. That's fine. It is a scientific fact that immigrants are incredibly, not only are they helpful for a country, they're actually essential demographically and economically for a country to keep growing. And on top of that, like tourism is a big part of our economy and why people want to come here. It is a way, it's actually even more than that. It's a diplomatic sales pitch. It lets the world know that, we're supposed to be the beacon of freedom and how we live life here. Everything about this is so completely screwed up. And the fact that he made the World Cup have zero increase in hotel bookings, this is going to be a historic flop. It's going to be a disaster. Just imagine those World Cup games are not going to have anybody in the stands. I mean, a few red hat Trumpanzee or whatever they call them, mouth breathers. They don't even watch soccer though. Good job, Trump.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're talking about the tourism in the United States. Because of Trump administration, a lot of people are scared to go to the United States for tourism and other purposes. And also, even US citizens, a lot of them are afraid to travel because they can come back and be detained by the ICE. Guys, thank you so much for watching these videos. You know what? I want us to talk about this. Do you think that the President Trump administration is what really causing the decline in tourism? Or do you think that many are afraid to come to the United States just because of what is happening, the ICE, the deportation, and all that is happening around all over the United States? I want you to share, like, comment, and if you're seeing my lovely face for the first time, please do well to subscribe to my channel. I will see you on the next one. Bye.